Hi Willow class, so today your task is all about lines, okay? Lines are going to link to our work on 2D shapes, and I'm going to first of all give you some keywords and then I'm going to explain how they will apply to your shapes. So the first word I'm going to introduce you to is vertical. Now a vertical line is a line that literally goes straight up and down, okay? Almost to the ceiling then to the ground, or from the ground to the ceiling. Horizontal lines are lines that go straight across. Now, a good way of remembering is almost if you think of the word horizon, which is where you might have the sun coming up across the land, is similar to the word horizontal. So that might be a good way to remember. The next type of lines you can get are parallel lines. Now, parallel lines are lines that are always the same distance apart. Okay, at the top and at the bottom. So if the line was to continue, they would never ever meet. They would always be exactly the same distance apart. Now it doesn't matter which way your lines are drawn, whether they're vertical, whether they're horizontal, or whether they're diagonal. They can always be parallel as long as the distance between them is always the same. Okay, the last keyword that I'm going to give to you is perpendicular. Now, if you have a look at these images, perpendicular is when you have a horizontal and a vertical line and they are at right angles to each other, a bit like the corner of a square. Okay, so if you have those two lines next to each other, they are perpendicular. It could be that one of the lines comes in the middle of the other. That's still perpendicular, okay, because they are at right angles to each other. So there's the four words. You've got vertical, horizontal, parallel and perpendicular. So now I'm going to show you some shapes. Here are the shapes, and I wonder what type of lines you can see within these shapes. I'm just going to give you a minute to have a think, and then I'll have a go with you. Okay, if we look at the square first, we know that the square here has a vertical line, and it has a vertical line there, and it has two horizontal lines. Now, because there are right angles within your square, it means we have our perpendicular lines. That means where a horizontal and a vertical line meet together. Okay. Finally, we have the parallel lines. So this line is parallel to this line. If we kept drawing the sides of the square, that they would never ever meet. And this side here is parallel to this side. Okay, let's have a look at the rectangle because it's very similar. Again, we've got our vertical line and a vertical line there. We have a horizontal line and a horizontal line there. We have our perpendicular lines just here. And finally, we have our parallel lines. So both of the horizontal lines are parallel and both of the vertical lines are parallel. Now, with our triangle and our hexagon, we might not find all of the lines this time. So in this right angle triangle, we have our vertical line and we have a horizontal line. Now this line is neither the vertical or horizontal, it's a diagonal line. Okay, we have our perpendicular line here, our horizontal and our vertical lines meet together. However, we haven't got any parallel lines because this line and this line are not always the same distance apart. If we carried on, they actually meet just here. And the same happens with all of the lines. So this shape has no parallel lines. Coming on to our regular hexagon though, again we haven't got any perpendicular lines because these angles are all bigger than a right angle. Okay, however, we have got some parallel lines. So here, this side is parallel to this side is parallel to this side, and this side is parallel to this side, okay? So there you can see within our shapes we have got some of those different types of lines. So we've got vertical, horizontal, parallel and perpendicular. Now your task on Mathletics today is to see if you can identify some of these lines. So if you go on to Mathletics, you will see the task that has been set for you. Good luck with that, Willow class. Bye.